Hi everyone, this is Shondell again with Line in the Sand Church for our little 10-minute segment for our marriage and family dynamic series. It is Thursday. I am well aware that I was supposed to get this out yesterday, but to be honest with you, the very moment I got off work until well after dark, we were outside building fencing and chicken coops. We are fighting a battle of life and death against a skunk right now. The skunk is literally beheading my chickens. So we lost night one, night two, round two last night. We finally gained some momentum and all my chickens woke up alive. So I think we're starting to win the war on the skunk. So thank goodness. But today I wanted to talk about enthusiastic agreement. Okay. What does it mean? And are there exceptions to the rule of enthusiastic agreement? If you've been to any of the marriage and family dynamic series sermons, you've heard Ben talk about enthusiastic agreement probably quite a bit. And you've probably heard a lot of definitions for enthusiastic agreement. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to touch a little bit on what it is and what it's not. First of all, I just want to tell you, when I learned the idea of enthusiastic agreement, it was honestly a bit difficult for me because I am a very sacrificial person by nature. And when that sounds like such a good thing, oh, she's sacrificial, she's selfless, all of that, it actually isn't always a good thing. I don't say that in a bragging kind of way. I say that in a very humbling kind of way, that this was not a good characteristic of mine. So when you are overly sacrificial, I would sacrifice my position or even my opinion on something to avoid any kind of conflict or confrontation. So I thought by sacrificing myself, I am bringing peace, instead of standing up for my position and letting there be a little bit of conflict or discussion or disagreement or negotiating. I would think that if I just give in right away and sacrifice, myself, my position, and let there be peace, then everything is better. Well, in reality, that's not at all the case. You end up hurting yourself and hurting your partner much, much more than necessary when you just cave and give in all in the name of peace. So the idea of enthusiastic agreement is that you get the best of both worlds. You get peace and you get a voice. You get to communicate your heart. You get to communicate your opinions, your thoughts, your position on any sort of topic that needs a decision made on it. So enthusiastic agreement is exactly that. You are enthusiastically agreeing on everything. And I mean everything. From whose house do we go to on Christmas? Where are we going to go on vacation? What kind of dishwasher we're buying? Where are we going to go to dinner tomorrow night? Or where are the kids going to go to school next year? When your mom has her hip surgery, is she going to live with us for 2 months or is she going to live with your sister? Right? Really, really talking and discussing and negotiating until there is an enthusiastic agreement between both partners, and not giving up until you find it. That's what enthusiastic agreement is. What it's not is it's not sacrificing yourself, sacrificing your needs, your desires, your wants in the name of agreement. That's not it. It may sound like you're being selfless and sacrificial in order to stop a conflict or an argument or a discussion and just put an end to it so that the other person gets their way. That's not enthusiastic agreement. That is giving up. That is sacrificing yourself. And that's not a healthy thing to do. Enthusiastic agreement also is not necessarily being happy about the decision. You can be in enthusiastic agreement and still not the happiest about it. So, Ben and I can make a decision about something and it's the wisest decision. It's really the best thing that we can do, but we may be a little bit disappointed with that outcome. So An example is, a friend of mine broke her ankle and she needs a place to stay for a few weeks until she can kind of get on her feet a little bit. And I want her to stay with me. And I think that she is a very dear friend of mine. I want to take care of her. I want to be there for her to help her out until she can kind of get back on her feet. Well, my husband's like, we have too much going on. You're not home enough. We have 2 young kids. Part of the flooring in the house hasn't been replaced yet. There's a lot kind of not conducive for an injured third person to kind of stay with us for a few weeks. After discussion, it would obviously be best if my friend were to stay with somebody else. Am I happy about that? No. Did I really want to take care of her? Yes. But is that the best thing for her and for me? Yes. I can be in enthusiastic agreement. Then the best thing is not for her to stay with me. I'm not really happy about it. I would much rather take care of my friend, but that's really not the wisest choice. So that would be an example of what enthusiastic agreement looks like, even though you're not happy about it. Where to go for the holidays, right? So my dad is the closest relative to us. We see my dad for every holiday possible. There's been times where we've wanted to travel to see some friends and family that don't live close. And Ben has really wanted that. He's really wanted to travel for some holidays, and, budget wise, animal life, things like that has caused us to have to stay close to home. And we've enthusiastically agreed on that, agreed not to travel over the holidays. Is he happy about it? No, not necessarily. He can be disappointed, but still enthusiastically agreeing that this is the wisest choice or this is the best decision. So that's kind of an example of, enthusiastic agreement where you're not necessarily happy about it. Okay, exceptions. Exceptions to the rule of enthusiastic agreement. Again, I am a very sacrificial person, and to see somebody else happy makes me happy. And if I want to give up something small of mine in order to make that person really happy, why wouldn't I do that, right? So let me just say this. When to be sacrificial and not get your way at all. So when you are meeting your spouse's emotional needs, and in doing so, there is no withdrawal from your own love bank. When you are meeting your spouse's emotional needs, and in doing so, there is no withdrawal from your love bank, okay? Let me give you an example. I'm going to give the example of sex, okay? Because that is a very large deposit for our husbands, ladies. When let's say I get home, I'm tired, I have a little bit of a headache, I'm just kind of a little bit and I'm just not in the mood, right? He is clearly in the mood. If we have sex, that's going to make a large deposit for him, right? We talked about this deposit, withdrawal, love bank, emotional needs last week. So if we have sex, that will make a large deposit into his love bank. Is it going to make a deposit in mine? No. But is it going to be a withdrawal from my love bank? Is this going to be something I am hurt or angry or frustrated or upset about? No. Am I not really in the mood? No. But it's not going to make any kind of withdrawal from my love bank. That's when to be sacrificial, right? When you're making a deposit, but it's not being a withdrawal from you. Another example would be, I crave pizza a lot. I love pizza. If you cut me open, coffee and pizza sauce will come out. But if I'm craving pizza all day long, I'm like, it's been 4 days and I haven't had pizza. Let's go. We're going to get pizza tonight. And Ben comes home and he says, oh my God, there's this new Mexican restaurant we have to try. I'm dying to try it. Please, can we go have it? Do I want pizza? Yes. Do I have pizza a lot? Yes. He really wants to go to this place. Let's go. So I'm making a deposit. I'm making him happy. I'm doing something he wants to do. I'm fulfilling that need for, recreational companionship by trying a new restaurant. Is it making a withdrawal from me not to have pizza? No, I'm literally going to have pizza tomorrow. I guarantee it. But I'm kind of meeting a little bit of a need in him, but I'm not sacrificing a need of my own. Is that okay? Sure. Yeah, that's okay. Let's go. I'll give you another one that's really common in our household is hiking. I love hiking. I love everything about it. I love being outside. I love that it's hot. I love the wind. I love the smells. I love being closer to God and closer to my family, and the sound of the dirt and the burning of your legs and needing water and the sound of your breath as it gets heavier as you get higher up the mountain. I love it. I really do. Ben does not. It's not his thing. It's not his favorite thing. You can hear my kids right now. They're going to run in here in a second. I'm going to say 14 times because he's looking at me. Hiking is not his favorite thing, but it is a big deposit in my love bank when we go hiking. Is it a withdrawal in his? No. Does he enjoy it? Is it his favorite thing? No, but does he do it sacrificially to meet a need in me? Yes. So is it necessarily a enthusiastic agreement that we agree on going hiking on, every third Tuesday? No, not necessarily. But it's not a withdrawal for him. He likes to see me happy. Meeting that need in me makes him happy. So that's an idea of kind of the exception to the rule of enthusiastic agreement. A bad example of the exception to the rule would be, again, I'm going to use the example of sex, okay? If we have some sort of argument or fight and there is hurt, that the argument has been resolved, but there is residue. There is kind of hurt left over that's going to take some time to heal. There's been resolution has been made, forgiveness has been made, but there's a bit of rawness there. If a husband starts pressuring her for sex after that, and she's not there, she's not ready, she needs some time to heal and recover from that kind of hurt. That meeting that need in him, even though that would be a deposit for him, that could be a serious withdrawal for her. So that would be the exception that would be a very bad example. And I would say that's true for both sides. If he's in a place where there's hurt and she's suggesting something that he's just not ready for, and he would do that sacrifice in order to meet that need in her, then no, I would say that would be a really bad example of an exception to the rule of enthusiastic agreement. So I hope this brought a little bit of clarity. It kind of did for me when I was kind of really learning about the idea of enthusiastic agreement. And I thought, agree on everything. And I'm like, well, there's some things that I love to give to my husband, even though that's not necessarily something I'd prefer to do. I still want to meet needs in him and make him happy, take him to restaurants that he likes, or play chess instead of watch a movie or something, So that brought some clarity for me. I hope it does for you. If you are interested in the Marriage and Family Dynamic series and you haven't registered or you haven't come, please come. We have spaces available. We meet at the Teen Center at the Hickory YMCA Sundays at 6 p.m. But I will see you guys there. Have a great day.